What makes a person snap so fiercely that they destroy someone else's livelihood over a fleeting inconvenience? In the quiet suburb of Willow Creek, where manicured lawns and pastel houses line the streets, Karen Delaney's rage became the spark that ignited a chain of events no one could have predicted. Her story wasn't just about a food truck or a blocked Vi-Wit. It was about pride, desperation, and the devastating cost of unchecked anger. Karen, a 42-year-old real estate agent, prided herself on her pristine corner lot. Her home, with its wide bay windows, offered a perfect view of the rolling hills beyond the neighborhood. It was her sanctuary, her status symbol, the one thing that set her apart in a town where everyone seemed to blend into the same predictable mold. Every morning, she'd sip her coffee, gaze out at the hills, and feel a fleeting sense of control in a life that often felt like it was slipping away. Her marriage to Tom was crumbling, her teenage daughter Lily barely spoke to her, and her real estate sales had plummeted in a market that favored younger, flashier agents. The view was her constant, her escape until the food truck showed up. It was a cheerful yellow van, Taco Haven, parked across the street by the park, run by Javier Morales, a 30-year-old single father with a warm smile and a knack for making the best carnitas in town. The truck drew crowds every afternoon. Families, teenagers, even Karen's neighbors flocked to it, their laughter echoing as they lined up for tacos and tamales. But to Karen, the truck was an eyesore, a hulking obstruction that ruined her view of the hills. She'd stand at her window, fists clenched, muttering about those people cluttering her street. It wasn't just the Vi-Wit, was the audacity of someone daring to disrupt her carefully curated world. One sweltering July afternoon, Karen decided she'd had enough. She marched to the park, her heels clicking with purpose, and confronted Javier. "You need to move this thing," she snapped, pointing at the truck. "It's blocking my view, and it's lowering property values." Javier, wiping sweat from his brow, tried to explain that he had a permit and the park was public property. His voice was calm, but Karen's wasn't. "I don't care about your permit," she shouted, drawing stares from customers. "This is my neighborhood." She stormed off, already dialing the city's non-emergency line to report the truck for obstructing public space. The complaint went nowhere. The city confirmed Javier's permit was valid, and the truck stayed put. Karen's frustration boiled over. She felt mocked, dismissed, as if the world was conspiring to strip away the last shred of her control. That night, she barely slept, her mind racing with images of the truck, Javier's easy smile, and the neighbors who seemed to side with him. By morning, her anger had hardened into something dark-era plan. Under the cover of dawn, Karen crept across the street, a kitchen knife glinting in her hand. The street was silent, the truck unguarded. With a quick glance around, she knelt by the tires and slashed them one by one, the hiss of escaping air fueling her adrenaline. She imagined Javier's shock, the truck towed away, her view restored. Felt like justice. But as she stood, wiping the knife on her sleeve, a voice startled her. "What the hell are you doing?" It was Mrs. Ellison, the nosy retiree from 2 houses down, peering out her window with her phone already recording. Karen froze, her heart pounding. "Mind your own business," she hissed. But Mrs. Ellison was already calling the police. Within minutes, sirens wailed, and Karen found herself cuffed in the back of a squad car, her neighbors watching from their porches. The video spread like wildfire on social media, tagged with Karen Meltdown. By noon, Karen's face was plastered across local news, her name synonymous with petty vengeance. But the story didn't end there. Enter Mia, a 25-year-old barista who worked part-time at Taco Haven. Mia wasn't just an employee, she was Javier's younger sister, and she had a secret that would turn the narrative upside down. Mia had been quietly documenting Karen's behavior for weeks, ever since Karen's first complaint to the city. She'd noticed Karen's glares, overheard her snide comments about outsiders in the neighborhood, and kept a log of every interaction. Mia wasn't confrontational like Karen. She was strategic, patient, and fiercely protective of her brother. When she saw Mrs. Ellison's video online, Mia decided it was time to act. Mia contacted a local journalist, sharing her notes and a recording of Karen berating Javier with thinly veiled racist remarks. "People like you don't belong here," Karen had said, her voice dripping with disdain. The journalist published a scathing article, framing Karen not just as a tire-slashing Karen, but as someone whose prejudice had fueled her actions. The story went viral, and Willow Creek's quiet streets became a battleground of opinions. Some neighbors defended Karen, claiming she was just stressed, while others rallied behind Javier, organizing a fundraiser to replace the truck's tires. Karen's life unraveled. Her real estate clients dropped her. Her social media accounts were flooded with hate, and Lily, her daughter, refused to speak to her, humiliated by the public spectacle. Tom, already distant, moved out, leaving a note that read, "I can't keep cleaning up your messes." Karen sat alone in her perfect house, staring at the hills she'd fought so hard to see, but they brought no comfort now. The view was empty, a hollow reminder of what she'd lost. Javier, meanwhile, became a local hero. The fundraiser raised enough to not only fix the tires, but also upgrade the truck's kitchen. Customers poured in, drawn by the story and Javier's resilience. Mia, ever the quiet force, ensured the truck's success by managing its social media, turning Taco Haven into a symbol of community and defiance. But Javier wasn't triumphant. Late at night, after the crowds left, he'd sit in the truck, thinking about Karen. He didn't hate her, he pitied her. "She's lost more than I ever did," he told Mia, his voice heavy with a sadness she didn't fully understand. The trial was swift. Karen pleaded guilty to vandalism, hoping for leniency, but the judge wasn't swayed by her tearful apologies. She was sentenced to 6 months in jail, a fine, and community service. As she was led away, she caught a glimpse of Javier in the courtroom, his expression unreadable. She wanted to scream, to beg for forgiveness, but the words wouldn't come. All she could do was lower her head and let the officers guide her out. Months later, Karen was released, but Willow Creek was no longer home. Her house was sold to cover legal fees, and she moved to a small apartment in a neighboring town, where no one knew her name. She avoided the news, the internet, anything that might remind her of the truck or the hills. But one day, walking past a park, she saw another food truck, its bright colors and cheerful music a painful echo of Taco Haven. She stopped, her chest tightening, and for the first time, she didn't feel anger. She felt regret not just for the tires, but for the person she'd become. Back in Willow Creek, Taco Haven thrived, a testament to Javier's grit and Mia's quiet strength. The hills still stood, indifferent to the drama they'd witnessed. Karen's story faded from headlines, but it lingered in the neighborhood as a cautionary tale, a reminder that rage, unchecked, could cost more than a wit could cost a life. And for Karen, it did. Her pride, her home, her family all gone. Not because of a food truck, but because she let her anger define her. Yendi.